G.B.F is about a gay boy at a high school who basically realizes that to become popular, he needs to become the gay best friend to the three mean girls who sort of run the school. It's actually his best friend who wants to become popular, but the introverted lead in the film gets sort of inadvertently outed, and he becomes the gay best friend that his friend wanted to be. So it's sort of a teen comedy, you know, but with a bit of a gay twist. Well, being that I'm gay, I have a best friend. I'm her gay best friend, and we've been friends for 20 years, and it's just a very special, meaningful, close relationship that is something that I cherish in my life. So, you know, in this movie, the gay best friend is an accessory. It's something that's trendy to have, but ultimately a real gay best friend becomes someone who is meaningful in your life. So for me, I definitely, you know, it resonates in a major way for me.
I play Ms. Hogel. She's the head of the GSA, the Gay Straight Alliance, and yeah, she's a teacher who in her own life has actually been hurt in a past relationship by her own G.B.F, but maybe she doesn't quite cop to the damage. She just leans pretty heavily on her cat, Mr. Anderson Cooper, and really I think wants what's best for the kids, which is to sort of have an open mind and not be so sort of judgmental and small-minded. So I think she's really trying to be that good influence based on her life experience, but in a sort of her own zany, special way.
Casting choice is very deliberate and very specific, and I think that when you are making a movie, God is definitely in the details. You know, so Natasha and I had worked together before. I definitely had her in mind for this role, and you know, when you cast Natasha, she brings a level of uniqueness that nobody else can really bring, and makes the role her own. Because in the beginning, there were just words on the page. No, it's true though. But like Sasha was on Pretty Little Liars, and Molly is on Awkward. It's fun to reference modern day pop culture phenomenon as well as, you know, the teen movie genre is an American institution that goes back to movies like Grease and Rebel Without a Cause, or Rock and Roll High School in the 70s, and then you have the John Hughes films in the 80s. And I think it's important to sort of reference those movies, be aware of them, and what this movie means for today, and you know, and make a film that's accessible to the kids today, but as well as people in their 20s, 30s, 40s who can say, oh wow, I remember Natasha from American Pie, or oh, I loved Rebecca Gayheart in Jawbreaker, or oh wow, it's Jonathan Silverman for Girls Just Want to I can't even talk. Girls Just Want to Have Fun. But you know, it was a lot of, it was a lot of fun to cast the movie.
I mean, we had a lucky experience, but we'd already worked together. Darren had produced this movie that I was in a few years back called All About Evil, and so I think that we already had sort of a shorthand. And you know, I read it before I was in it just because it was his next movie, and I became obsessed with it and started hounding him for the role just because I could see how great it was. And obviously, I'm a fan of Jawbreaker. I mean, I just feel like it's one of these iconic movies of our times that everybody knows exactly what Jawbreaker is when you say it, even though it's been like 10 years. And I just knew that whatever this was going to be, especially once I read it, was going to be a pretty special one. So it was,
and by the way, the idea of her hounding me,
I did whatever I had to do to get that job.
She worked for it.
I mean, I worked for it.
Oh yeah, but the idea of her hounding me is obviously ironic because I think any filmmaker would be privileged to have her in their movie. So, you know, it's just great.
We don't like each other at all.
Hate each other.
That's the bottom line.
Awful.